Back in Syracuse as the Crunch gets set to wrap up their weekend set against the Belleville Senators here inside the War Memorial Arena. I'm Lukas Favale with Crunch assistant coach Ken Klee here on Countdown to Crunch Time presented by Supercuts. Ken, last night it was a win for the Crunch, 5-4 over the Senators. A pretty tight game, but a lot of special teams. What did you see last night?
Yeah, I mean, it was a ton of special teams. I think we had 8 kills and 7 power plays. So it's a lot of the game was special teams, and a good thing our power play was on. It did well. Our PK, obviously, we'd like to have been a little sharper, but we managed to get the win. What
is the challenge of playing a game like that when there is so much on the penalty kill or the power play back and forth? I mean, not a whole lot of 5-on-5 play.
Yeah, I think it's just overtaxing certain players. I think it's certain players play a lot of specialty teams, and you could tell they made guys make mental mistakes when they get tired. And for me, it's just them focusing, making sure they know their job, make sure they get their job done.
And the Crunch should get the job done, a 5-4 win. And you mentioned the penalty kill. There was a couple of ones late, the one carrying over into the third period, which was successful. So the timely penalty kills were at the right time for the Crunch last night.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we'd like to be a little crisper on our clears and our assignments, but we found a way to get the win, and that's the most important thing.
And this team was looking for their first home win. They get it last night, snapping a 3-game losing streak. How does this help build the confidence for this group moving forward with the win last night?
Well, I think it's great. I mean, it's great for our group. There's been great energy in the building, and unfortunately, until last night, we hadn't been able to deliver a win. So I think it's great for our group to know that our place is going to be a great place for us to play, and it's going to be a tough place for other teams.
And for this team as a whole, as a stepping stone, maybe to get it back in the win column and see as this team is trying to come together. There's been a lot of practice we've seen over the last couple of weeks, but to see it all come together in a game last night, it's got to feel good for this team as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like you said, we haven't played many games. I think we're down probably the lowest games played in the league. So it's a lot of practice time. It's a lot of hard work, and our guys are certainly happy to get rewarded with a win.
And head coach Ben Grew after the game last night said he liked the compete that he saw, especially in the third period. You limited the Senators to just 3 shots on goal in the third. So especially in the third, how did you see the group come together?
Well, I think we just simplified our game. I mean, we made sure we kept our structure. We made sure we did the right things, put the pucks in the right areas, and took care of things. As
we have seen here over the last couple of weeks, there's been a lot of injuries on this team, we know, and it's not an excuse, obviously, for this team, and we don't really like to talk about it necessarily. And the good news last night was the return of Ben Thomas, who made his season debut last night, was very strong, had a couple of assists. What did you see in his game last night?
Yeah, it was great. Obviously, having Benny back. He's a great player, a great puck mover. When he's skating, he's as good as any D, in the league, I think. So, last night, I think he kind of settled in the first period a little bit, and then he got his game going. He got his feet moving. He made plays, like you said, got a couple helpers helping contribute, and that's huge for us.
As he gets more and more comfortable, I mean, he was recovering from an off-season surgery, obviously. So what do you hope to see him do as he continues to get more and more comfortable and back in game action?
Yeah, I think it's just build on what he started last night. I mean, to me, last night was a great starting point, but I know he has better hockey in him. So it's just about him, being sharper in certain areas and making sure he's moving his feet all the time with his head up.
Crunch are getting set for the Belleville Senators tonight. We're here on Countdown to Crunch Time presented by Supercuts with Crunch assistant coach Ken Klee. Back-to-back games here between the Crunch and the Senators. It's we don't see it all too often here, especially with the teams that are so close. So how does that, impact a game as you kind of try to set the tone last night for this little 2-game set?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's tough to play a team 6 straight periods. You get a little animosity. There was a little feistiness in the game last night, and I'm sure it'll carry over tonight. But we just got to make sure we focus on doing our right things, playing the way we need to play, and give ourselves the best chance for the outcome we want.
And last night we saw the one fight, Boris Kachuk coming over to the aid of his teammate who got clipped a bit in the neutral zone there. To see that from a youngster, a rookie like him who was playing a really strong game, that's what Ben Grew said last night after the game, to see him come over and show that character, it's got to be good to see from the coaching staff.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we're so young that we need our young guys to contribute. We need them to be, good teammates, good integral parts of our team. And, obviously Boris did a great job last night with that.
Crunch are getting set for the Belleville Senators' second straight matchup here between the teams. Syracuse winning last night 5-4. As we shift to tonight, what can we expect to see here tonight as the teams play for the second straight night?
Yeah, I mean, I hope we have some more 5-on-5 play, and I hope we, obviously clean up our game a bit. But, I think it's going to be a tough match for us. It's like I said, playing a team back-to-back nights is tough, and we just got to make sure we're ready to play.
We didn't see a lot of 5-on-5 as we just talked about last night, but what have you seen from that as a whole here early in the season for the Crunch 5-on-5?
Yeah, it's just like you said. It's just all of us getting on the same page. I think that's the key for us. I mean, we see it in spurts in games, but we just need to see it more consistently. And I think that'll once we do see it, I think it'll lead to better things for our team.
You mentioned the return of Ben Thomas last night, and before the game, we talked with head coach Ben Grew. He was discussing, as we certainly know, how important it is to have those defensemen moving the puck quickly and starting the rush for the crunch. He's a big factor in that. But as a whole, where do you think that group is at the moment?
I thought we did pretty well last night. I mean, like I said, we limited chances and even strength 5-on-5 shots. It's just I thought we were a little cleaner on our breakouts. We're seen to be making the right reads, the right overs, the right reverses, right dinks. So we're just trying to get together as a group and try to keep getting better.
And last night, Cal Foote had an assist on one of the Crunch's power play goals. He seemed to have a really strong game as well. What did you see from him last night?
He did. I mean, I think it's you see him maturing. From trying to figure out, okay, what am I going to have to do day in and day out to be a good pro, and he's starting to figure it out. And I think the last couple of games has definitely showed his game's improving, and it shows on his play.
All right, Crunch are getting set for the Belleville Senators here tonight. It's the second consecutive matchup and the second of 6 in the season series this year. This is Crunch assistant coach Ken Klee. Ken, thanks for your time and good luck tonight.
Thanks, Meatball.